Hello everyone. So we are starting with module E today, and module E and F will be categorized under a broader umbrella called as algebra. In this module E, the first topic that we are doing is E1, which is basically linear equations and inequations. So let's start with this, and the things that what we are going to see is basically the basics of linear equations and inequations, and how do we simplify the linear equations. So the first part is obviously, as usual, whenever you study any kind of equations, two or three things are very critical and you need to remember them as the first part. So for example, obviously the first thing is going to be the standard form of any equation. So the standard form of linear equation is this one that you all can see in front of your screens, which is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Here there are two variables, x and y, and three constant terms, a, b, c, basically the coefficients of those variables. Here if you observe, the degree of the equation is 1. Now, what do we mean by the degree of the equation? So degree of the equation is basically the highest power of the variable. So here there are two variables, as I said earlier, x and y, and both of them, if you observe, both of them have a power of 1, which is a linear power, and hence this particular equation has a degree of 1. So going forward, we'll be dealing quadratic equation, we'll be dealing with cubic equations, and then higher order fourth power, fifth power equations as well as a reference perspective. So in those particular scenarios, for quadratic the degree will be 2, for cubic the degree will be 3. So degree is highest power of the variable. Remember that. So first part, standard form of any equation. This is the standard form of linear equation. And the second important thing that you need to know as far as any equation goes is the graph of the equation, because there will be some kind of questions wherein we need to solve some questions using the help of the graph. So linear equation, as the name suggests, it's a constant thing. So graph has to be a straight line, something like this. And these are the two things that you should know as the first scenario. So standard form and the graph. Remember the two things for any equations that you study henceforth. Now, since we are done with the basics, the introductory part, let's move on to the more important part, which is how do we simplify or how do we solve the linear equations. So we'll have four categories in that specifically. The first one is this. We are naming it same coefficient, same sign, and you will understand very easily by looking at the equations. You can see y ka coefficient, the value is also same, 3y, 3y, and the sign is also same, which is plus 3y, plus 3y. So how do we solve such equations? Obviously, you subtract one equation from the other equation. When you do that, y will get cancelled out, obviously, and you will be left with x. I'm not giving more focus here on the solving part or the value part. The main part which is more important is the process or the steps that you need to remember to solve such kind of equations. So you subtract, same coefficient, same sign, y gets cancelled, you are left with x, whatever is the value of x, suppose x is equal to 3 in this case. You substitute in any one of the two equations given above, and you will have your answer for y as well. When you do that, you get y as 2. So this is the first category. The second category of the equation will be, you will have same coefficient, but you will have the opposite sign. Very important. Opposite sign, plus 3y minus 3y. Value is same, 3, 3. Sign is different, plus and minus. So how do we simplify these two? Obviously, you add both of the equation. Very straightforward again. 3y plus 3y minus 3y gets cancelled. You will be left with x ka some value after solving. Simple solution. You substitute that value of x in any one of the equations and you get answer for y. So the process to solve same coefficient opposite sign is add both the equations. This is the second scenario. The third scenario is something that probably you would have not tackled, most of you would have not tackled before, which is something like this. It's purely on the observations perspective. The category name is coefficients interchange, which is something like this. 23x plus 37y is equal to 125 and 37x plus 23y is equal to 55. A purely observation skill, you understand that x and y ke coefficients have been interchanged. So what do we do in this case is, because it's a very particular case, what you do is you add both the equations and you subtract both the equations. What happens when you do that? So of course, when you add both the equations, you get 60x plus 60y is equal to 180. You further simplify that, divide by 60 throughout, you get x plus y is equal to 3. And when you subtract both the equations, what you get is minus 14x plus 14y is equal to 70. And again, when you divide throughout by 14, just a little bit more simplification, you get minus x plus y is equal to 5. So what are you going to do is, whenever coefficients are interchanges, you add and subtract both the equations. You further simplify them, you will get two new equations. And now these two new equations that you have, you are going to solve them, these two. And obviously you will add them, then plus x minus x gets cancelled. You will have the value of y, substitute in any one of them, you get the answer for x. So this is how you simplify this category, coefficients interchange. And the fourth and the last category, obviously no relation whatsoever, same sign, same coefficients and all of that, any random coefficients. You have two equations with any random coefficients. What do we do is obviously try and make any one of the coefficients equal, either x or y. Preferably here I will want to make y equal, because I can see 5 and 2. If I want to make them equal, I have to take the LCM, which is 10. So I need to make both the y's 10, and plus minus also helps obviously. So multiply first equation by 2 to make it 10y, and multiply second equation by 5 throughout to make it minus 10y. So when you do that, obviously you get two new equations. Multiply 1 by 2 and 2 by 5, you get two entirely different new equations. Now you will see plus 10y minus 10y, you add them, they both gets cancelled. You are left with x. Substitute that x ka value in any one of the equations to get the value of y. So this is how you simplify any random coefficient. So we have covered all the categories of simultaneous equations that you can come across, and how you are going to simplify them. Obviously the advanced stage for this will be, right now we had the equations given to us directly. All we need to do was solve them and get the answers. The advanced category will be, they will be giving you some word problems, and you will have to first of all form the equations correctly, understanding the word problems, and then solve them as well to get the answer. So that's a advanced stage of this linear equation. So that's the first half of the topic, which is introduction to linear equation, their basics involved, and all the things related to them. The second part is a more broader category, which is introduction to inequation, and here we are linear inequations actually. When we do quadratic inequations and cubic inequations, these all concepts will come handy. So whenever we talk about inequations, there are certain rules that we need to follow. So, and that is what we are going to see here as well. The first of all, inequations, basically everything which is not equal to, and then there can be many more subcategories in that. For example, the signs, as you all can see, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, and even not equal to. So as I said earlier, anything which is not equal to comes under a category of inequations. So let's look at the rules which are involved with that. The first rule is, suppose there is an assumption x is a category, x is a quantity, which is greater than y, and add some equal amount to both the sides, to x also and to y also. We add, suppose, a, which is same on both the sides. What do you think? The inequation sign will change or will not change? Obviously it doesn't require rocket science to understand that the inequation sign will not change, because x plus a will still be greater than y plus a. And that gives us first rule, which is, if you add something equal on both the sides, the sign of inequation does not change. Obviously similar idea, same assumption, x is greater than y. If you suppose subtract equal amount from both the sides, which is a, again subtract, okay, again the inequation sign will not change. So combining these two, we have the first rule, which is adding or subtracting the same quantity does not change the inequation. That's the first thing that you need to remember. Going to the second rule, same assumption, x is greater than y. Suppose you multiply by same value on both the sides. Suppose you multiply by 5. So 100 into 5 becomes 500, which is still greater than 5 into 50, which is 2. Multiplying by the same number, does not change the inequation. Or for that matter, you divide by 5 on both the sides, the sign of inequation does not change. The critical part here will be the positive number. You will see that why we are emphasizing on that fact in the third rule. But right now, for the moment, multiplying or dividing by the same positive quantity does not change the inequation. That's the second rule that you need to remember. The third rule, same assumption, x is greater than y. Suppose 100 is greater than 50. But now if you suppose multiply by -5 on both the sides, you will easily now understand things will reverse and inequation sign will be changed. If you, let's say, divide by -5, again inequation sign will be changed. That is why the emphasis was given on the word positive in the previous rule, because now here you realize that if you multiply or divide by the negative quantity, same negative quantity on both the sides, the sign of the inequation changes. Remember this, very, very critical. Whenever negative comes into the picture, you have to change the sign of the inequation. Remember that this is a silly error that most of the time students do. They forget this very important and critical rule and they end up marking the wrong answer. So just make sure you don't miss out on this easy thing. Going to the fourth rule, same assumption, x is greater than y, but suppose you take the reciprocal. If you don't understand this, again assume some numbers, it is easy. Suppose 5 is greater than 2, you take the reciprocal. 1 by 5 is 20% and 1 by 2 is 50%. Obviously 50% is more, so inequation will change the sign. Similarly, if you have negative numbers, -5, -2, again if you take the reciprocals, the sign of inequation will change definitely. So what this tells us is, if both the numbers are positive or both the numbers are negative, if you take the reciprocal, the sign of the inequation changes. Remember that, very, very important again. But suppose if any one number is positive and one number is negative, if you take the reciprocal, obviously common sense, positive will still be greater than negative. Inequation will not change the sign. It will remain the same. Two numbers have the different signs. Even after taking the reciprocal, the positive number will remain the greater number. That means inequation will not change the sign. So these are the simple rules that you need to remember as far as linear inequations is concerned. And then it becomes very simple to tackle the questions based on this particular portion as well. So folks, that's it for today. If you have any queries, go through this one more time. If you still don't understand, do let us know. We will be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.